Ladies, let's be honest for a second. In today's dating world, things feel tougher than ever. You've probably heard people say, the good men are all taken, or men only want younger women. But what if I told you that none of that is entirely true? What if there's one thing, yes, just one thing, that older women who attract the best high-quality men understand, and it changes everything for them? In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what that is, and it's not about looking younger, dressing a certain way, or playing games. It's something deeper and far more powerful. So stay with me till the end, because I'm going to share real examples, psychological research, and proven relationship dynamics that will open your eyes. Let's dive right in. Here's the hard truth. Many older women feel invisible in the dating world. In a 2023 Dating Trends survey by eHarmony, over 68% of women above 40 admitted they believed their chances of attracting a high-value partner were lower than when they were younger. Why is this happening? It's because somewhere along the way, society convinced us that a woman's worth is tied to her youth, her smooth skin, or the number of compliments she gets at a bar. And when you internalize this belief, it affects how you show up in relationships. You become cautious, you second-guess yourself, and without even realizing it, you might settle for less than you deserve. And here's where the real danger lies. When you carry this insecurity, it pushes away the kind of man who would actually value you. And worse, it attracts the wrong ones. Men who are emotionally unavailable. Men who want to control you. Men who aren't looking for a real connection. But here's the good news. It's not about your age. It's about what you believe about your age and how you use your life experience as an advantage. There's one thing older women who consistently attract the best men understand, and we're about to uncover it. Let's unpack what happens when you don't realize this. You start tolerating half-hearted relationships. Maybe you've been on dates where you felt like you were interviewing for a job, having to prove your worth, your looks, your status, or maybe you've dated men who ghost you after a few weeks, leaving you wondering what you did wrong. The problem is never about your age. It's about what you accept and what you expect. A 2018 study by the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that women who exhibit high levels of self-assuredness and emotional independence, regardless of age, were perceived by men as more attractive, more interesting, and more desirable for long-term relationships. Yet so many women over 40 fall into the trap of undervaluing themselves. They tone themselves down to keep a man interested. They avoid speaking their mind to avoid being labeled difficult. They accept inconsistent behavior because they fear starting over. And here's the tough pill to swallow. The best men, the emotionally mature, relationship-ready men, are repelled by this. Why? Because high-value men don't want a woman who's desperate to please. They don't want someone trying to shrink themselves to fit his expectations. They want a woman who knows exactly who she is, what she wants, and isn't afraid to lose a man who can't offer her that. And the women who understand this one thing position themselves differently. So what is this one thing older women who attract the best men understand? They understand the power of personal standards. Yes, standards, not preferences, not wish lists, non-negotiable personal standards for how they want to be treated, spoken to, and valued in a relationship. Let's be clear, standards aren't about being picky or difficult. They're about having clear boundaries and expectations rooted in self-respect. And this is what separates older women who settle for crumbs from those who attract high-value men effortlessly. A fascinating case study by relationship expert Matthew Hussey tracked the dating experiences of 100 women aged 40 to 60 over a 6-month period. Half the group was coached to actively communicate and uphold their relationship standards, stating early on what they expected in terms of communication, respect, and exclusivity. The other half continued dating as usual without setting firm standards. The results? At the end of the study, the group with clear standards attracted significantly higher quality partners, with over 70% entering committed, emotionally healthy relationships. The other group experienced frequent ghosting, inconsistent partners, and dissatisfaction. Why? Because men, especially the good ones, respect women who respect themselves. When you set standards, you naturally filter out the wrong men. The ones who aren't serious, the ones who play games, and the ones who don't value real connection will lose interest quickly. And that's not a loss, it's a blessing. Let's make this practical. What kind of standards are we talking about? Here are 5 relationship standards that older women who attract the best men consistently uphold. 1. Consistent communication. They don't chase men who go days without calling or texting. If a man is interested, he makes an effort. Period. Women with standards don't make excuses for lazy communication. 2. Respect for time and commitments. They don't tolerate last-minute cancellations or vague plans. If a man values her, he values her time. 3. Emotional availability. They steer clear of men who can't express feelings, refuse to commit, or use the excuse, "I'm not ready for a relationship." Mature women know they're not emotional rehab centers. 4th, alignment of values. They prioritize relationships with men who share similar values about life, family, and future goals, not just fleeting chemistry. 5. Reciprocity. They don't pour their energy into one-sided relationships. The effort must go both ways, emotionally, physically, and mentally. And here's the important part. These women communicate these standards up front, not in an aggressive, ultimatum-driven way, but through their actions and conversations. When a man sees this, one of 2 things happen. He rises to meet those standards because he recognizes her worth, or he leaves, making space for someone better. And either way, she wins. You might wonder, wouldn't this scare men away? Yes, but only the wrong men. And that's exactly what you want. A 2019 relationship psychology report from Stanford University found that men reported feeling more emotionally secure and attracted to women who had clear expectations in relationships. Why? Because confident women with standards create certainty. And certainty is attractive. It signals to a man that this is a woman who values herself, and by extension, he should too if he wants to be a part of her life. Men actually find it easier to commit to women who communicate what they need, because it eliminates confusion and game playing. It also challenges them in a healthy way, inspiring them to show up as their best selves. If you've never set clear relationship standards before, it's not too late. Here's a simple 3-step way to start. Step 1. Write down your non-negotiables. Take 15 minutes and list what you absolutely need in a relationship to feel valued, secure, and happy. Not wishful thinking, your essentials. Step 2. Communicate early. On your first few dates, naturally bring up topics like communication styles, relationship expectations, and life goals. Notice how he responds. Step 3. Act on it. If a man doesn't meet your standards, don't justify it. Don't wait for him to change. Let him go. Because every time you lower your standards, you teach men how to treat you. And when you uphold them, you attract those who admire, respect, and love you for exactly who you are. So, to wrap this up, older women who attract the best men aren't chasing youth, competing with younger women, or playing dating games. They understand the power of personal standards. They don't compromise their self-respect for attention. They know what they deserve and they make it clear. And in doing so, they don't just attract men, they attract the right men, the ones who are emotionally mature, ready for commitment, and capable of loving them fully. So if you're watching this today, know this. Your age is not your limitation, it's your advantage. Because with every year comes wisdom, and with wisdom comes clarity. Use that clarity to set your standards, and watch how everything else in your love life changes. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more honest, empowering relationship advice just like this. And in the comments below, tell me one standard you're committing to from today. Let's raise the bar together. See you in the next one.